I am really happy to announce something that Sue did all by herself. People have been talking about it for years, and she went and just did it. So Sue announced a photo contest and a calendar. You want to talk about it, baby?
Sure. Yes, I've been thinking about doing this for a while too, but decided this year we're just going to do it. So next year we're going to be announcing it a lot sooner in the season. I gave everybody about a week, but we received some amazing submissions. It was really hard for us to narrow down the choices. We were only going to pick 6, but we ended up picking 8. So Topher represents the 4 of the pictures and the cover, and we'll go through each month and I'll let you know who the winners are and what meteorite they decided to feature. So this is the cover, obviously, and this is a Gurara 003. Topher's main mass before he sold it is beautiful Eucrite with awesome black shiny fusion crust. Yeah. And I named it the community calendar.
The most 3D fusion crust in the world.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, and here now these aren't the most high quality pictures. They're just screenshots so you could see the view of the calendar. But Topher is on month number 1, and that is an 18.5 gram Gujba, a CBA carbonaceous chondrite witness fall from 1984, fell in Yobe, I think, Nigeria, and it's just a beautiful specimen. So I had to include that. Now, what I also wanted to mention is the reason this took me so long to put together. I thought it was just going to take me, an hour over the weekend, but I've actually worked on a little bit every day for the last 3 days because I put in about 100 witness falls in the calendar itself. And there are about 35 to 40 of them that are actually represented by little thumbnail pictures, as you can see. And I showed a little example for each month. So you can go to the next slide and you can see the little example I have for January.
That's cool.
Yeah, it took a lot of work, but you can see Pungar. I'm going to order them tonight. Tonight, I'm going through and checking every single meteorite I entered to make sure there aren't any mistakes, because it took hours for me to look all that up. But the pictures are going to be small on the calendar, but I just think it's a pretty neat thing. So February our winner was Levin Dieterle from Germany, and he sent us a picture of a Chelyabinsk 13.7 gram oriented aerodynamic heat shield with radial flow lines and frothy, bubbly fusion crust with a slight rollover lip on the trailing side. And we thought, well, this is the perfect picture to represent February. So everybody knows why. So there's I have 4 witness fall pictures in February. And you can go to the next one. I don't remember which one I chose.
One thing about February and witness falls, the Tucson show is synonymous for being interrupted the first week for a witness fall. So as you can see, they're dotting the calendar. So hopefully this year we'll have another one. I would love to be distracted by it.
Yeah, and Topher jokingly told Oz, who I just gave away another winner, but I already announced it. You're getting February, man, because there's the least number of days. But we decided no, we're gonna have Chelyabinsk there. So we'll see Oz coming up later on another month. Look at this. March is represented. This is our only unclassified, but it is in classification. I'm not exactly sure what flavor of iron it is, but it's a 4 kilogram. I'm not sure where it's from, but I'm going to guess Northwest Africa. But I'm going to turn it over to Jules, who is going to do some live show and tell of this beautiful piece. So I will say I showed all the pictures to Topher, we did it anonymous. He did not want to have any bias. He had no idea that was yours. And I'm like, you've seen it before. But he was like, I love this picture. I love the coloring. Yeah, he was in love with it. I'm like, do you know who this is? And he's like, nope. And I told him it was Jules. He's like, oh, I didn't realize it was 4 kilograms. But he loved it.
This is the piece. Here's the opposite side. Sorry. And there's
gorgeous.
It's very hard to show on Zoom for some reason. It was a very fun piece to work on and play with. And it is, I believe, the second or third piece I ever attempted electrolysis on. And this is how it turned out. It's kind of groovy.
Yes.
Love
So-
those Regma clips.
Yeah, it's really an interesting piece. I don't even want to have a stab at what it may be because it's not classified yet, but it will be. It will have a name, not a number.
That's great.
And yeah, I'm very excited about it. It was a very fun process, and I ended up even purchasing more to play with and practice with. So that's that.
When you said you had this in the electrolysis tank, can I ask how long it was in the tank and why you chose to tank it?
Well, when I purchased it, I was told that it's, hey, you might want to do some electrolysis on it, and it reminded me, some of the at least on this area reminded me of Sircho, and it did stand up all by itself until in literally like this, but
Hmm.
there was, I lost almost 100 grams
Mhm.
in electrolysis,
Yeah.
and this so far has only been in there, I think, 2.5 weeks. I'm unsure because my notes aren't in front of me. I apologize.
Sorry.
I chose to do it to remove there. It was so rusty. I will show you a comparative piece.
Oh yeah.
Okay, here's a comparison. This has not been in electrolysis yet, and these are the exact same meteorite.
Wow.
And this is,
Impressive difference.
yeah, and this is very
Uh-huh.
rusty, and this is what it looked like. This one also shows, I think, a little bit of orientation. It's just a really uniquely shaped piece. It's over, kind of looks like a dead chicken there. Sorry. But I think, I don't know, I think it shows some orientation. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I'm not going to argue. Right there, it looks like really rounded, like for sure. And
Yeah.
I'm curious about that by your thumb, that ledge sticking up. It looks.
Yeah.
Is it bent into shape or? Wow, it's gorgeous. It's got a really, really nice structure to it.
Yeah. And I try not to, the yeah, it's cool. It has a shape. It just,
Wow.
it has a very nice shape.
One of the things
And
that I'll offer about this material is that whether that's oriented or not, I don't know. It definitely has that rounded edge. But when you see it etched, this material is very tortured. Like
Yeah.
whatever it went through was violent, very violent. So
yeah, it's shocked and twisted.
yes. And so
Kinda.
that could also have something to do with the shape.
Yeah.
Shrapnel.
And
Nice
so
feedback.
this is a unprepared piece, and this is a prepared piece.
Wow. Or better as
And
we know it for now, until it's classified, it'll be known as March 2024.
yes, yes.
Fantastic. I really appreciate it. Was that all we asked of you?
You did ask why I put it in electrolysis. I did it to help prolong the life of my meteorites. I don't like to call them stabilized. I wanted to help remove rust in a certain fashion and prolong the life of the iron so you could touch it without it turning totally to rust.
Yeah.
And
God,
yeah, because
that is awesome. They're
all this will get
beautiful.
removed. You want to try to remove as much stuff before you put it in the tank.
Mhm.
That's my 2 cents.
Oh, wow, we get free advice. That's, I didn't expect that. Nice.
Gorgeous.
All right, our April winner, Marissa Vanity. Woohoo!
Nice.
So as you can guess, Marissa submitted a thin section photo. This is Allende, and Allende is a CB3 carbonaceous chondrite that fell in Mexico on February 8th in 1969 in Chihuahua, Mexico. And Marissa is going to tell us a little bit more here in a second after we look at the next 2 slides. It's just the April thumbnails, and then we have an example from April.
Tutu. I have to look at those closer. Oh yeah, I was right. Good tutu.
Gatuto. Yeah, I like that picture a lot. So, and yes,
I
you can go
believe-
to the next.
I believe Oz has the other half of this stone, but I could be wrong.
I do.
So we're going to turn over. Marissa's going to just tell us a little bit more about what exactly is in the picture. I know it's a certain type of chondrule and what equipment she used to take that photo.
So first off, my equipment, the microscope I used is a Leica. The magnification of the eyepieces are times 10 magnification, and then the objective I used was also a times 10 magnification. So that adds up to 100 magnification. And I attached my phone onto the eyepiece to take these photos. And you can like get any phone holder for a cell phone on Amazon that can go on an eyepiece, or even Celestron. It's a telescope viewer. They have them too. And I used my cell phone to take the photo, and I also zoomed in on with my cell phone too, and I also went in to times 2 magnification on my cell phone. So total magnification is about 200. I used a full wave plate to get the like beautiful colors that you're seeing, all the purples and the pinks and all of that, just gorgeous coloration. And the chondrule that I zoomed in on is a porphyritic olivine pyroxene chondrule. I zoomed in on that one because it's a mixture of olivine grains and pyroxene, and it really looks gorgeous with everything contrasting.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate you letting us use your art on our calendar and share it with everyone.
I'm glad I let Marissa describe what kind of a chondrule it was, because that was a mouthful. For May, now we had Topher represent 4 of the months, and so I meant to split him up, but he is 2 months in a row. He's May and June. We have NWA 12931. And this is the main mass of that meteorite. It's 215.49 gram end cut. It's a diagonite from Northwest Africa, and I believe it was found in 2016. Forgot to put that on my notes. But you can go ahead and go to the next slide, Topher, and show what we have. I need to put a few more in there for May. I think I want to get at least 3 picture thumbnails. So I think I only have 2 months left to finish tonight. And then we have Estherville as the thumbnail. And now we have a bunch of pictures of NWA 12931. Topher doesn't have to show each and every single one of them, but we thought we'd share some pictures. So Topher, I'll let you control the flow of that.
All right, thanks. Yeah, I didn't have time to weed out she dumped all the pictures in there and I didn't have time to weed them out. So we're gonna take a look at them all. If it's too many, we just get out. Look at the fusion crest on it though.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Not very many pieces of the agenite with out of this classification had fusion crust on it.
I think at the live sale, we just sold our last slices of that. This is the last one we have, is the end cut.
It looks like it, if I cut it the right way, it looks like very nice nebular biscotti.
A biscotti, yeah.
Or banana bread, maybe.
Little hard on your teeth.
Yeah.
Again, right here, we have a metal impactor. Beautiful, dark, big crystals here. Yeah, and then when you saw over the side of it, you saw that was a 3D, obviously. Beautiful green captured in there. There it is.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful diagonite. Yeah.
Well, we featured 4 of Topher's pictures, and this is the only one that we are doing a show and tell on, which is why I dumped a bunch of pictures in.
Wow, I have a bunch of pictures of this one.
It's eye candy.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end on that because that's a sexy, sexy shot.
All right, another diagonite. This is Topher's his third, I think, in the calendar. This is NWA 7831. It's 119.5 gram diagonite from Northwest Africa. And yeah, it's beautiful translucent slice that's somewhere in Taiwan or China now.
If you look at the crystals, just a small little area of the crystals in here, they're pretty much identical to the green crystals you saw in the previous. This just is way, way, way overpowered with them. In June, got June.
Oh, yeah, of course, you know which one on the next slide I chose to use as the sample thumbnail for the June calendar. Topher's birthday, June 2nd. I will let you say that one.
This typico, Tianse T. Yeah, this is the ASU sample, I believe, right here.
All right, we have July, and our winner for July was Roberto Vargas, the IMCA president. And we featured 2 pictures of his Aquazarcus because we thought, oh, we don't know which side we like better. They're both awesome, so let's put both in. This picture does not capture how cool these photos are. Topher, I think it was like lipping in it, and
yeah,
what were the other it's just amazing features.
It is a complete heat shield with rollover frothy bubbles and a different color front, lighter colored back, collected pre-rain. I mean, what else do you want? It's got everything. Yeah, so that's why concessions were made. Two pictures. Yeah, you had
it's a 15.6 gram specimen. And then also after we look at the rest of the July pictures, we also decided to throw a few more in that Roberto had of a 27 gram specimen just to take a look at it because they're amazing. But this is the July preview of the thumbnails. And then on the next screen, we'll see a preview of one of the thumbnails.
Oh, I want to go back to this one for a second.
Yeah.
I originally ruled that this picture, yes, absolutely. Then I saw this one. I'm like, nope, throw the other one away. I'm like, wait, hold on a second. I think they're the same one. They're both in. Yeah, that's amazing. That's a complete one too. Yeah, it's totally special. Benitra. Yep. From Madagascar.
That is in Italy now. All right, yeah. There's 5 photos of Roberto's 27 gram pre-rain Aquazarcus. That's a witness fall that fell in Alajuela, Costa Rica, on April 23rd, 2019.
Doesn't get better.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
A complete. Oh, look at that, man. I mean, it's 100% complete.
Yep.
Yeah, amazing.
So miraculous that they were able to recover these in a jungle where they didn't have rain for 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a miracle.
That one must have hit something soft instead of bouncing off a tree.
Yeah.
Roberto went down there, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't know. I shouldn't answer so quickly.
Where did you interview him from when he was? Was that
Santa
somewhere?
Filomena from Brazil.
Oh, in Brazil. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I got that mixed up.
Brazil.
Brasilia. All right. So I should have prefaced this one saying I said I was only going to pick one thin section picture, but I really dig thin sections, and so I picked a second one. This one, the winner for August is Michael or Mikey Boland. He comes to the Hangout sometimes. He hasn't been in a few weeks, but he's going to be back next week. This is NWA 15200, the 200-gram knock light. This was found in Algeria in 2022, and I don't know the equipment he used, but he is sending it to me, so that will be included when you buy the calendar, or we can. I have a lot of notes from everybody to share at some point.
I know what he used: a microscope and a camera.
That's
Well,
about the
we knew
limit
that.
of what I know.
We knew that much.
So yeah, we got some August. Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Harda. Yeah.
I think that's the one I used.
Oh,
Yep, there you
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
I
I
think
don't
that's
have
a 0.9 gram or a 0.5 gram tarda. I don't remember which one I used, but pretty nice.
I like mine better because it's cracked and I can see the inside. Oh,
All right, September. Woohoo! The winner for September, Oz Bachman, with a beautiful Johnstown. And this is the only one I don't know the grams. I looked at the paperwork, I couldn't find it, but I did not know what classification this was looking at that picture. I was just like, what the heck is that? It's gorgeous. It's a diagonite. Most of you probably already know that, but that's a witness fall from 1924. Which wasn't Tatooine a witness fall from around the same time too?
27, I think.
1920,
30.
1930. Okay. Wow.
Right.
But like this is an amazing photo. I love the provenance in the background. Just gorgeous. So yes. And Oz said Matt Morgan also has some image credits, so we gave them both credit on here. And you can go to the
It's
next
55. It's 55.2 grams.
awesome. I'm putting that down, right?
Yeah.
55.2.
Bag.
Okay.
And it's you can see right here on the bottom, it does say 55.2.
It does.
This is a decommissioned museum label, if I remember correctly. Mm-hmm.
So at the top of the heading where you can't see it starts with AK and ends with CCCP. It's Academia NOC NAUK CCCP, which means Academy of Learning CCCP. When it starts the writing, it says Diogenite Johnstown, Stone HED chondrite received 1924 year Colorado. So that's pretty much how to decipher the label. It came from the provenance, is of course from Mile High Meteorites and Matt Morgan. I actually had my eye on this piece for almost 15 years. I lusted after this, and whenever I could finally buy it, it was not cheap. It
No,
was
I bet not.
$5,000 for a rock.
Oh my.
And I nabbed it up, but it's from the RAS. That's the Soviet Institute.
Russian Academy of Science.
That
Yes.
could be it, probably. But yeah, it's got great provenance. I don't know of anybody who has a larger piece
No.
in private hands. I've never seen one. It's my coup de grace. This is my favorite piece in my collection. It'll be the last piece that leaves my hands. And I'm sure it's just a copy of a label, but it's still pretty darn cool.
Oh,
And
totally.
what's a really, really cool story about this meteorite is I got to meet Topher finally, and I was so freaking happy and nervous too. And Mark was there too. So I'm meeting these two great meteorite scientists, and I'm pretty new. This is still back in 2020. And I left that weekend after we had a great time, and I got home and I didn't have the label. And so I asked Topher, do you know where the label is? Did you see it? he's like, oh crap, I haven't found it. And so it went like a week. And he found it. It fell down behind his big oak lineup where he stores everything, and it was on the floor back there. So
Yeah,
It takes him a while to clean up after Tucson. He brings so much stuff home with him.
look at the green in that thing.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
gorgeous.
It's so beautiful.
Too. Just
During a
think, you're having a funeral
Yeah.
and in a meteorite falls.
And it
Oh my
landed near the
goodness.
church where the funeral was.
Yeah.
Yep, and the Undertaker went running off after it.
So that's my
story about
favorite
that.
meteorite.
Thank
Dude,
you for
that's
submitting it. It's
incredible.
beautiful, beautiful meteorite.
Thank you for looking and liking it.
You're a very lucky man.
Yeah.
Thank you. I feel so.
So October,
Yeah.
another crew member. Topher, you can say his name. I'm not sure what
Oh,
we've
yeah.
been calling Art.
Bartholomew J. B. Jackson or whatever.
Okay, I have to say something. We had Thanksgiving pass this last year or just last month, and we forgot. There were no references to calling Art the Ozerky turkey, and I'm really bummed about that.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
Art won with this beautiful photo of NWA 13579, the odd numbered golden palisite. Where it was a little bit of struggle for us to get this photo, but he got it done, and he got it done in time. We didn't have the best resolution on the first one, but he delivered, and I'm so happy. And I told him, hey, we're going to have some photos for your show and tell, but we realized it was sold to him during a live sale. So it was never photographed, but we have a couple pictures. It's included in with a few other of them, but we'll get to that next. Here is October.
How big
And
was that palisite?
It's 75.25 grams.
That one there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Gosh, you may have me beat by a gram.
Someone else did buy something that was almost it's like 73, I think.
I
It
was
was
gonna say,
another 75 grammer.
I like the handle on that palisite.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yes.
That's
That
very
feature.
cool.
Looks
That
like a
was
rough
hard.
handle.
Eye catcher for me. And, you know, it almost looks like it was caught in a state of plasticity. And I presume that the olivines fell out, and that's what left the holes. But it almost looks like it was stretched like taffy, you know, when it was in a molting state. But the other eye catcher is the raised angular honey yellow olivine crystals. And yeah, this was speaking to me, and I couldn't let it go. You know, I'm very glad to have it, and I'm very glad that both Topher and Oz bought that from the Nigerian there, so these pieces could be available. And that's got quite a gnarly texture to it. So I'm amazed that the olivines survived, you know, as well as they did. But that's my prized piece of my meteorite collection. And I show it only to certain people. I don't let anybody but myself handle it. And that's the way it's going to be. And I hope that doesn't sound selfish, but you know, I think so much of that piece that, you know, I'm almost going to start sleeping with it under my pillow to make sure it's there.
I knew it.
Okay.
This is let me tell you one more thing about this calendar page. It's the only one that has, I don't know if you can scroll in, Topher, but it's the only one where I put a little embellishment interacting with the photo. If you look on the scale cube, there's a little Halloween spider sitting there.
I noticed.
Yes.
It works.
I love it. I love it.
Malanga.
I believe that's the one I chose to represent on the next slide. But yeah, we have a few pictures of your piece. Like I said, You can see it right there at the right top hand corner, I believe. That little handle is unmistakable. But yeah, when you buy something during a live sale, there's not going to be photos in our database because Topher loves being able to sell something without pulling out the light box.
Look at how gorgeous that piece is, though, man.
It is so pretty.
And one thing that's cool about working with the classifiers on the submission, this classifiers, and I know Vince is on, so I got to be careful what I say. The classifiers are going to write all the scientific stuff. There is a little bit of creativity allowed in the explanation and definite or description of the exterior of the stone and what the visual of the stone is. That doesn't have to be as overly whelming scientific. It can be if you have 3D gemmy olivines popping out, that should be noted on the Met Bowl, and I believe it is. So that's one of the great things about when we got this classified is we saw those and we're like, that's rare for a Palestine. Let's call them out.
So yeah, moving on to November. This is NWA 12954, and I believe that this lives up in Canada with Smiley now. Is that correct, Topher?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I miss it daily.
So this is 16.712 gram Martian sugartite found in Northwest Africa in 2018. I remember we sold it, and my reaction was woohoo, and Topher was like, no, he didn't want to let go of it.
Yeah.
But Smiley's taking good care of it. And I think that was the one that came with the free like 16 by 20 canvas.
Yeah. You got a free
which he
art
proudly
print.
has in his office. Of it, but
I just absolutely love it. It's the most pristine Martian sample I've ever been able to own temporarily. We're talking about the rarity of a witnessed Martian fall and how old meteorites are on Earth. If you do the math, the likelihood of you finding a freshly glossy black Martian that wasn't witnessed is astronomical. And then if it was witnessed, the price is astronomical. So this piece right here, I don't think will be duplicated. A completely oriented rollover lip the entire way around. It is cosmic art.
Absolutely.
And then there's other ones that are just cosmic turds.
Karunda.
Yeah. Karunda, I don't want to steal your thunder, baby. I'll talk about this for a second.
Yeah, sure.
Karunda is the type specimen or the type name fall for the CKs. And with most CKs, they look like this, but with Karunda, you can only afford a little piece, but it is like the clay mud ball of the universe. And I'll let you continue from there if you have anything.
Well, we only have one more month. And I won't say that Topher picked any favorites, but he did really like this December picture that was submitted to us from someone, Robert Smart. Some of you guys might know him from Facebook. He did a great job with the scaling, the reflection, the text, the close-up picture. I mean, that is just a beautiful picture. And yeah, it's an NWA 15500. It's a 31.57 gram lunar found in Northwest Africa in 2022. And yeah, he did a great job. And those were all of our winners. If you can show the next two pictures, obviously, Topher.
They have our famous PSAs, the pink spinel anorthosites.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
St. Louis Tiglet. Oh, here's an example of the crust on Tiglet. You can see it's barely there, but it is yellowish.
Go to the next slide.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Yep, that creamy.
Yeah. So look for that on the outside of yours. Was it Dave that was showing it off, I think, earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, look for that on yours and see if you have it.
Yeah, that was mine. I'm gonna have to. Boy, that's gonna be hard to find because man, look how faint that is.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's really faint, but you're gonna look for that like caramel colored, really, really thin, and it's gonna be smooth and glassy.
Ah, okay, great. I'm glad this picture came up then.
Well, that was the calendar, you guys. I hope you like it. It's been a lot of work putting all those witness balls in. Like I said, I think there's over 100 of them in there now.
Really
And
nice.
yeah, it was a
Very
labor
nice,
of
very
love.
cool.
I also think that a lot of people have been talking about doing this for a while, but like Topher and I have talked about before, a lot of people in the meteorite community talk about stuff that they're going to do, but they don't ever do it. So I'm like, let's just do it. Like, I'm way too busy. We have a party of like 20 something people on Saturday, and I've been working the calendar all week instead of cleaning the house. But I thought, let's just do it. And so that's how Topher and I roll. When we decide we're going to do something, we just do it.
I would like to share something with you guys that I received from one of our, excuse me, one of our European crew members.
Oh,
That's
sweet.
cool.
Sweet.
Yeah. So
I like that.
I have a 3D printed one, but as you can see, this is wood.
Yep.
And it is from our good friend, Damian Savilkovich.
Oh,
Neat.
cool.
Very sweet. Very cool.
Man, that's slick.
Very nice.
Yeah, so I really, really appreciate, I hope this wasn't a private message on the bottom, but yeah, there, this is there you go. The science. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Canyon Diablo. The only thing about it is I want to put a meteor in there, but I don't have the right size Canyon Diablo. Like that would work. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, Damian, thank you very much, man. I am really happy with this, and I'm proud to have to put it on my shelf and think about you when I see it, man. So thanks.
Because we talked about it so much, so I had to break it out. I wanted to show my Tiglet crust.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That is cool.
And
Wow.
There you go.
Man, that's thin. Holy
Man.
cow.
Oh, yes.
it is that caramely goodness.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Very
then you
neat.
see the other side, and there's all your dark matrix with the white class.
Yeah,
Mhm.
sweet.
But
That's
I
a
couldn't
beauty.
get over that.
That crust is so thin.
Wow.
It's got great texture as well as interesting color.
Wow.
Chris Monk, proud member of the Meteorite Mafia, and he's like, I'm the guy who just likes pretty things.
And so, and I think on that uncool statement of the night, we're going to bid a fond adieu to our membership who are watching us like little stalkers. And we're just going to kick back, relax, and not record anymore. So, Pat, thank you for the science information at the end. Chris, thank you for the fusion crust. Everyone else, thank you for your participation. And we're going to stop recording and start partying. Bye.
Awesome.